Hey guys, it's Friday night, and sorry I haven't been live streaming too much because it's been a pretty hectic week in court and other things. But I actually want to put something into perspective for you. And the reason I'm talking about this is because we absolutely have a chance to change political history in this country in the next federal election. And here is why I think so. So think of Canberra, okay? Now, there's different numbers. Some people think there's up to 2.4 million people were there, 1.2 million people were there. I'm going to be really on the low side, all right? And I'm going to say 500,000 people were there. Now, history shows and other historians say that, for every one person protesting on the streets, there are 10 people at home that wish they were there or at least agree with why they're protesting. Now, that is 5 million Australians who agreed with people in Canberra. Now I'm going to take it a next step further because anyone who had to go to Canberra had to drive a significant amount of time. Hardly anyone lives in Canberra, and those people there wouldn't be going to the protest because, they're Canberra people. Anyway, so other people had to drive up to 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 10 hours, etc. Pretty much everyone had to find accommodation, and totally their weekend was taken up by that protest. So I would say that there is more than 10 people at home that agree with them. There is a lot more because of the effort that it took to get to Canberra that weekend on the 12th of February. So I'm going to be still low on the expectations. I'm going to say that there are at least 5 million Australians who are going to vote in a similar way to each other, which is putting the majors last, keeping them off altogether, or voting them out completely, or something along those lines, and putting freedom-friendly minor parties and independents before the majors. So that's 5 million guaranteed freedom-friendly minor voters, okay? Now, there are only 18 million voters in this country. So it is our job to try and get at least, I would say, 2 to 3 million more. Now remember, all of my numbers were very conservative, so it's likely there's more than 5 million given voters. Now, the big parties are absolutely scared. There's no doubt. I'm sure that their little war room is pretty stressed out right now, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And haven't you noticed that the Liberals and the Nationals are using slogans that the Freedom Movement have used for 2 years, like end lockdowns, no more mask mandates, no more vaccine mandates, right? They're trying to appeal to us because they know that our voice has actually become huge, and they are scared of going against us because their statistics people and whoever does their research has figured out that, oh my gosh, if there was 500,000 people in Canberra, we are in trouble if we don't start pandering to their narrative. But don't forget what they did, all right? Because they were not there for us when we were losing our jobs and our children were out of school and they're being forced to wear masks. Do not forget what they did. Do not fall for the Liberal Nationals narrative because it's absolute hogwash, and they do not deserve to use those slogans because they abandoned us when we needed them. They can't just pretend to be a hero now that we're voting for them, all right? So please don't let your friends and family fall for this. I know you won't, but let's not let anyone else fall for it either. Now, how we're going to get those 3 to 4 extra million people is us on the streets, on the road, talking to people, talking to businesses. It's us, right? Now, RDA is putting together the biggest campaign in election history. If I have anything to do with it, it is going to be the biggest, all right? We have state coordinators, then team leaders for each electorate, and then volunteers on the street. It's a proper organisational structure, and everyone involved is doing it as volunteers, which is amazing. So we're going to give you all the resources you need, okay? We're also doing a 5-day free education course to get you fired up to get on the streets to talk to people. We also want to teach you how to be influencers in your own community, how to give you the confidence to walk up to people and how to approach them, and all those sorts of things. So it's obviously letterbox drops, it's standing on street corners with placards, it's putting stickers on your car, it's talking to people. I think the best bang for buck is talking to people. I did it myself and it was extremely successful. Every single person I've spoken to in the last few days want to vote the majors out. Every single one of them. I bought lunch today. She's like, oh yeah, but I don't know who to vote for. Actually, she said that she doesn't vote. She gets the fines and just doesn't pay them or something. And I was like, you've got to vote this time. And she's like, yeah, who do I vote for? Should I vote for the Greens? And I'm like, no, you know. Anyway, so she actually wants me to come back and talk to her about preferential voting and who to vote for and stuff. So it's really exciting, guys. It's absolutely possible. Like, it's absolutely possible. And remember, Australia does not have the Dominion voting systems, okay? And we're not like America. The problem with America is that they actually ship the votes to a central location and they count them there. But in Australia, we count them on the spot, on the location, and we can have as many scrutineers in there as possible. So don't worry, we're going to do everything we can to make sure there's no fraudulent behaviour with the election. We have some other ideas as well. But what you can do right now is get involved. Now, there's a link in the description on how you can volunteer. We've already got almost 600 volunteers. We've got plenty of team leaders, and we're starting to hold Zoom meetings and really start organising things, and it's going to be massive. It's going to be awesome, and I don't want to be sitting here after the election, if we lose, thinking I could have done more. I got distracted with A, B and C. I don't want to feel that way. If we lose, then I want to know that I did what I can. And I don't want you to feel like you didn't do what you could either. So get involved. Even if you're only available on polling day, that's fine. It's something. But if you can do more, then you should do more. But if that's all you can do, that's all you should do. No one is expecting anything out of what you're capable of doing. If you've got a big family, then of course you can't do letterbox drops every day, right? But there are some retired people out there who have all the time in the world and they can do that stuff. They can reach out to their community. They can reach out to the local businesses. Everything's going to be available to you. We're going to give you all the resources you need. Just sign up and see how you go. You got nothing to lose. And we've totally got this. We've totally got this. If we've survived the last 2 years of this jargon, rubbish, we're still here standing and still manage to smile every once in a while, then you've got the courage to get involved in the election. All right. Even if you hate parties, if you hate the whole corrupt system, I hate it too, right? But the only way we can change it is to put good people in so that we can change it. And on that note, all we need is a voting bloc in the upper house of freedom-friendly people. That's all we need. If we have the balance of power, we can stop legislation for a year and bring the parliament to their knees. That's right. All we need is maybe 5 or 6 senators in the upper house of the federal parliament, and we can make huge change, as long as those people aren't willing to be bought out or blackmailed or coerced, right? And that's what we need to decide. And we're going to vet all the candidates around Australia. We honestly, guys, this campaign is really in depth. You should just sign up to see how we're doing and what we're doing, you know. All right, that's it for me, guys. But there is hope. We have 2.5 months and we've got to hit the ground running, guys. This is all I'm doing now. I'm not going to protest. I'm not promoting protests. I'm not getting distracted. This is all I'm doing. I'm not leaving the state. Well, I might go see my family in Queensland, but I'm barely leaving the state. I'm not going on holidays. I'm not doing anything else. This is the most important thing. If you've been complaining for 2 years, this is what we need to concentrate on. If you don't do anything and we lose and you keep complaining, well, you know, you weren't a part of the solution. You know, I don't want to be mean, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so get involved, guys. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. You'll probably meet new friends too and make new community groups. You know, it's going to be awesome. So please get involved, sign up. See you later. Have a good weekend.